So what's up, folks? Welcome to yet another episode of the Academy of Secular Thought. And today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, and that is nihilism. But before we do that, I would like to ask first, what comes to mind when you hear the word nihilism? What imagery does the word conjure in your mind's eye? What type of emotions does it stir up? Is it a sense of meaninglessness, a lack of some sort of transcendent objective purpose? Or is it a sense of utter nothingness, a nothingness that overwhelms you when you come to understand the sheer magnitude of the universe? Because in that sheer magnitude, we are all about as tiny and inconsequential as microbes. If that's your perception of what nihilism is, you are unfortunately not so far from the truth. If we split the word, nihil means nothing, and ism simply means ideology. So in its basic sense, nihilism is the ideology of nothing. Nihilism has a long and sophisticated history, and we can trace its echoes back to the 18th century, particularly in debates among German philosophers over the implication of the metaphysics of the Enlightenment. But of importance in our conversation today is a type of nihilism called Existential-Nihilism, as explained and propounded by some 19th century Hermetic philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. So existential nihilism basically begins with the notion that the world is without meaning or purpose. Given this circumstance, existence itself, all action, suffering, and feeling is ultimately senseless and empty. William Shakespeare eloquently summarized the existential nihilist perspective when, in a famous passage involving a character named Macbeth, poured out his disgust for life with these words. Yes? Hi.
Just fucked up the recording.
We can continue. We'll cut that part out. Yeah.
Let me just.
You have to grab a chair.
I have chairs. You grabbed my chair. What's up?
He wants to talk. This one can talk.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
from Zimbabwe. He can talk.
Yeah, I know.
He's
I'll
from
talk from
Zimbabwe. He
here.
can talk.
I'll talk from here.
He's from Zimbabwe.
Okay, so let me continue reading Shakespeare's quote. Yeah, so the quote says, out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. You might not realize this, but nihilism is a serious problem for many people out there, and it's something I too grapple with. And to have some good chat on this particular topic, I have some people here, specifically a person, an influencer, a teacher, an opinion leader, and most importantly, a friend, and my tutor, Mr. Lakson Sikanano. Or are you fine with calling you Mr. or something?
No, I don't want to be called Mr. If you want to piss me off, call me dear or Mr.
Okay, so like for you personally, what comes to mind when you hear the word nihilism? What imagery does it conjure in your mind?
Yeah, for me it's just that feeling of nothingness and that void that will live when,
Yeah.
we just don't really want to attach meaning to anything.
Yeah. And do you think there's if there was a serious problem that you would say nihilism brings to the table, what do you think is one of the major problems that nihilism causes? Or what are the consequences? Does it come with any consequences or what, in your viewpoint?
I think, yeah, as you've rightly put it in the very introduction about the beginning of nihilism, where it comes from, the philosophers who came up with the concept and all that. Yeah, in this generation, that's where I think the whole concept of nihilism has really come about. I think our generation has sort of used it as that reference point for anything that we do.
Yeah.
Because in a way we are a lost generation. We feel like we are alone. We feel frustrated. We feel like there's meaningless to it, pretty much to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are a nihilistic generation in a way. And then when I look at the consequences, think that's why we have all these culture wars.
Yeah.
Also the void that we have like created in our understanding of things of the past
Yeah.
and things of the present and things of the future. There are these voids that we've created, and those voids, that's what's leading to these cultural wars and a little bit of anarchy. Because you really can talk about nihilism without talking about chaos and, and anarchy.
Yeah, it's like it's there's a correlation between nihilism and chaos. And I think, for me personally, I think nihilism, the feeling of nihilism has been heightened by our scientific discoveries. Because the further we're studying, say for example, the universe, we're seeing how nothing, how we are so nothing. You know, there's the sheer size of the universe is coming to make us see that we might not be at the top of the game. We might not be.
That's the thing, because we've all been, we were all socialized into thinking that we are so important than everything else. But then, due to the advances in science and our understanding of the world and all our lives, basically, we've come to realize just how nothing we are.
Yeah. And I feel like it's religion that used to fill that void so much.
Exactly. So religion gave us that meaning that, yes, we are indeed superior, we are indeed
part
the
of
center
grand
of the
design.
universe. There's a grand design, then there's something after this. And then when you get to find out that maybe there's literally nothing after this, when you die, you're literally just dead. No one will. Well, I mean, people will remember you. You'll still be a fragment on somebody's imagination, but you're gone just like that. Yeah. And then it's that realization that makes people like feel like, wait, what?
Yeah. And because of that realization, some people, I think, have leaned towards suicidal tendencies, because you realize that there's nothing of primary value that goes beyond yourself. Mm-hmm. So you feel like you're just a nobody, just a speck of nothingness.
Probably like a speck of dust, which is just floating.
Yeah,
it's like the example that was. We talked about this earlier about if, say, the way we are having this conversation today, and then tomorrow I find out that you've died. Yeah, that would be. Wait, can I use the F word here?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, this is uncut session.
Okay, so that would be like a mind fuck. Yeah, it's a mind fuck because I was with you physically, emotionally, you were present, and now you're not. Yeah. So I don't know. It just, I mean, you probably have experienced that where you were with somebody or you saw somebody and then you just got to hear that they're no longer there. It puts everything into perspective that this whole thing, well, it's nice, it's wonderful, but it's meaningless at the same time.
Yeah. And the fact that we just happen to be the only like planet that seems to have some life. It doesn't, that thought doesn't hold so much strength when you realize that look, the universe is so big, and what are the chances that